This is the Series 3 Land Rover I've owned for nearly 20 years. When I got it, it had a soft top, so I put the safari top on, but let's make it a soft top again, shall we? We have a set of hood sticks, and we've got the big sort of military rollover bar there. You also have two boxes that this should sit into. The oven's on because there's going to be a TVR cylinder head in there. And because they strengthen sort of the turrets the hood sticks is into. I'll show you in a minute. We then have, if you want to go the whole hog, we've got new posts. Now these go, what would you call them, door surrounds, I guess. Essentially that's the top seal of the door, that one, and that's your B post. And that's that. We have a tailgate. Now annoyingly, we're missing one bit for the tailgate, which I will show you in a second. So those reinforcement turrets look like this. And these, if you had a bulkhead, basically reinforce where that roll bar goes. So they go here. So you see I have a bulkhead removal bar. My idea is to try and tie the two together in some way. Now, annoyingly, the one bit that is missing, this plate, that's your tailgate attachment. On this side, really, you're meant to sort of drill out the pop rivets and take the whole plate off. I just cut the tailgate thing off because I didn't really know anything. I was probably quite, how old was I when I did that? Let's say 5. There you go, 5. The only other thing you need is, unless someone's cut them off, you should have these on your rear cross member. Now I don't think this came with those on. I think I welded those off the dead military one. So they might be in the right place, they might not. Again, I was very young at the time, I can't really remember. The other thing we've got on here is I changed it up for the Defender style 1-ish / 2-ish piece. Why don't they line up? Anyway, seals, so we're going to have to cut this one here. And then probably maybe a pop rivet into the back. Now these are a big improvement over the Series 1s. The Series 1s are just useless. But to fit them, what you have to do, I can't get it off, there's a lip, it's basically this lip, you grind off. How did I do that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're going to start unbolting the roof. Now the roof bolts on across the front there, and there is a panel that replaces that, which actually I haven't shown you, which I will show you. Then there's a connection, you see just here and here. There is a steady plate halfway along on both sides. And then there is a post here, which I didn't have, so I used some studded rod, but, well, it's fine. It works. Let me just show you that other bit. This is the other bit you need. And this will replace, this will sort of go where, onto the top windscreen frame where those pop rivets are. And I think the pop rivet's there, and then the roof, pop rivets on all along there, and the roof goes there. I think there's another load. There's some more there which I've sort of half drilled out. So we will have some more drilling to do. Last bits to go with the hood sticks are these, and they sort of span the gaps between the hood sticks. So let's bang it onto time lapse and get that off. I'm going to take it off in bits because the sides just attach to the roof with some bolts variably, and it's a big old lump to in one go. If, by the way, you want the bits I'm taking off, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you, unless they're already sold, in which case, sorry, you've already bought them. Right, let's crack on. So my plan from the start was to replace the front hoop with the roll bar rather than having them back on back, which is the usual fitment. But the problem I'm finding right about now is that the pole that comes out of the roll bar is a lot bigger than the hood stick sets on a series Land Rover. So the new plan is to drill out the cappings so that the bottom of the roll hoop protrudes through. I'm going to make up some lower sort of sections that will protrude into out of a bigger roll bar material, and then I can tie that into the bulkhead removal bar. So there we go, I'm just drilling that out to 55 or 56 mil I think, which means we can drop through and then make a new plate to go over the top and tie it all together. Something like this appearing on your screen now, so those will actually take up the gap between the capping, the floor, and then we can put some big spreader plates underneath the floor and bolt it all together to make it very, very strong indeed. Very hot day, and I thought I would just go over with you my sort of fabrication setup. So these are, that's a drill, that's the original reinforcing plate and safety device is made, which also attaches to the bulkhead. Can't use that now. So we're having to make some other things, which will be explained. But this is my setup. This is what I use. So it's a Hobby World Argon CO2 mix. I found no one beats the price I've found so far of Hobby World. No bottle rental and 50 quid-ish, 45 quid for a refill. GYS Easy MIG 150, that's a beast. It's an inverter welder, not a big solid core transformer thing, so it weighs nothing. You can just carry it around, you chuck it in the car, it's brilliant. I've seen the keys and stuff, but I just have mains grinder for cutting, and brand doesn't really matter, but the little mega thin cut-off discs are brilliant. They go through a 3mm plate like it's nothing, and then just the battery one with a flat disc on it. So there we are. We'll come to it at the end with what I've done, so when that's all finished, see you all in a moment. Well, a moment for you, a very long time for me. Now you may get the impression that this video's been attacked by a pigeon. This video has been filmed over a large amount of time, and that's because it has. We're finishing off the soft top bit. Who knows where I'm going to put this bit of film, but I'm just doing an oil change, and I thought I'm trying something new. Lots of people have mentioned it. It's off their store, Smith & Allen or eBay, but it's very, very cheap. But it has all of these, I don't know, like a Iggy Pop tribute band, 1,500 of them there, which is important because it has flat tappets. So we're going to try that. If in 10,000 miles or 200 miles the engine explodes, then don't use this. But it's a lot cheaper than Valvoline, so there we are. I'm annoyed as well because I bought the wrong oil filter. I bought a whole shed load of the right oil filter, but one of them had the wrong oil filter in it. It had a Fram in it with the wrong thread. Very irritating. But there we are. Just thought I'd show you my astounding engineering as well. You see the oil cap hit the airflow meter, so you can't even see it unless you look really closely. I shaved the edges down. So now it's just noggin oil. Oh, but look how good my painting came out. Look how glossy these bars are that you will never see again and don't match the vehicle at all. This is amazing stuff. This is just this again that we used on the TVR. But it came out like it's all about the noise. There's a fan on because I'm dying. Yeah. That looks ace, doesn't it? We should probably actually give it a roof. This one, you're going to need a tall friend if you're not tall yourself, because it's this little plinth goes on top of the windscreen, and this just pop rivets across the front and then rivets across the top, and there's a seal to squash in there. The bolt holes at the end are for our door frame. So I'm going to get riveting and remind myself how much I want an air riveter. Time I turn this camera on, a train or an airplane goes past. Some time has passed, all the mods are done. Let's have a look and then fit a top. So here we are. So you can see what we've done. We have our door frame fitted, brackets welded onto the roll bar. And there we go, so these are the kind of door frames, I guess, much to the want of Morgan owners, I imagine. Because at least it gives it somewhere for the soft top to kind of end, rather than having to tuck it in a window. I'm quite happy. There's been quite a lot of work, but that's how we've ended up. And I think it's really neat. Now, if you're into camping, a series Land Rover canvas is for you, because this is how you're going to fit it. So we start off with the shark's teeth across the top and lay the rest of the canvas over. I'm going to do this and then we're going to waterproof it. Now, there's another piece of string that goes under here. And there's more shark's teeth in here, and this is probably the most annoying bit. Especially if your Land Rover's quite tall. I know I could just use a ladder, but where's the fun in that, right? So do that both sides and tuck the roof down into the gutter. You end up with a broken piece of string. Now, your piece of string shouldn't be broken. Mine is. This is a problem for the fitment of my roof, but let's not worry about broken bits of string. Now our next thing, assuming of course your piece of string is not broken, would be to tie that said piece of string around your new roll bar, because that tensions all of that, and then obviously do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to find a piece of string. If your string is broken, a luggage strap does work. Just try and hide it in there somewhere. Okay, so we can now tie our string back. And that's going to tension that half of our roof. And this is what I mean where it's all a bit tenting this. There's a lot of tying of things down. If you're a Boy Scout, this is probably easier. Or a Girl Scout. I was neither of those things, nor can I tie knots. Now what you need is the end of a luggage strap, not in the way, because now, oh my god, why are you watching me? There's a brilliant video on the LRM channel for this. Oh my god, help me, Land Rover people. Right, we'll nip that up. So this part, and this apparently is something, according to LRM, that lots of people don't do, is you've got a strap in here, and that is going to go around your roll bar and get cinched back. This part of your hood will then slot. I told you, you will slot neatly into there. And then you can hook the bottom of it here. Now you'll see, I've replaced my rope because, well, I bet you can't guess. My rope broke, as well as my string. I know. Hard life, right? Now I've replaced it with bungee cord because that seems to be the done thing, and it makes a lot of sense. Now it doesn't look as charming, but it works a lot better. So that's slotted in. Now remember our little loop that is going to go into its useless webbing strap there, and then we're going to do the same thing on that side. Then we're going to do another strap, so these two go through there, and these are still available because one of mine was missing. Well, you might have taken them off if you had the hardtop on, and this is going to tension that bit of the roof. So I'm going to do that on the other side, and we'll move to the back. Piece. Done. Now we're going to go along, and you'll see under here some tabs and our bungee slash rope. And we're going to work those under. And then tie that off on there. Then we've got two webbing straps up there, and these two webbing straps that tension the back of the roof. Okay, they're done up. Now we have a bungee that goes all the way sort of round, through there, through there, through there, to end here. And we're going to bungee that. It's 8mm bungee, by the way. And then we're going to attach this onto the tailgate. And that's kind of it. Now, the finishing one, the bungee that goes through there, goes through that flap, and then we're going to put you on the tripod. God, in our form. Now, we've got a bungee through there. We're then going to slide that through there. That goes neatly. There we are. Into that. We've got that. Floppy. Okay. That's on now. We're going to put that in. And then take that bungee. I think that goes into there. Well, it's something like that. And then that should be all bungeed in. And there we go. That is roofed up Land Rover. So now we're going to waterproof it. We're using 14 pints of lager. Okay, now what we're going to use to waterproof the roof is Vagisil. Universal Protector Waterproofing for ultimate protection since the 60s. Okay, now this says 7.5 square meters of stuff of lightweight canvas. Well, this isn't a lightweight, it's just a 109. So there's a picture of a brush, and then it says how to use. Apply to clean dry surface, yes. Treat outdoors in a well ventilated area, yes. Paint on evenly, or use a garden sprayer. Painting on sounds very boring, doesn't it? Can we use a normal sprayer? Let's use a normal sprayer, because that painting on sounds very boring, doesn't it? Does it smell nice? Oh, you can smell it straight away. Great Odin's Raven. I'm going to spray this all over my top. Do you know, it's never been treated before, so I'll probably do a few coats, but I won't bore you with that. We're going to go mad. We're going to spray this all over the roof, and then I really want to do a coolant flush, but we have a hose pipe ban. Does that count? I want to do a coolant flush, but I can't, apparently. Andy Burnham said no. So I'm going to have a barbecue instead. No, I'm not. That's naughty as well. It's a heat wave here, and everything catches fire. It looks like Centre of Hell. Poison Centre Doctor. You know it's good when it's all those things. That means really good. That means, oh my god, it's good. And that's a map of Spaghetti Junction in your chest. But I'm gonna seal my roof, and then that'll be it for this video, I think. And are we in agreement that it looks wonderful? I've had this nearly 20 years now, and now it actually looks like all I've done in 20 years is change the wheels. There's progress. Thank you for watching. Sorry about the lack of videos if you are an avid viewer of this channel. It's just difficult to get things done sometimes. Then you have to do boring stuff like real work, but I will try harder, and I'm still waiting for bits for TVR. So if you make or know of anyone that makes reamers for cylinder heads, please get in touch. Otherwise, comment, subscribe, like. Hype? What's hype? You can message on YouTube now as well. Anyway, I'm going on. Goodbye.